You followed through on your dream of starting your own company, and now it's your sole source of income. What happens next? Nikita Virani is co-founder and CEO of Wisdy, and welcome to the Language of Business.
Thanks for having me, Greg.
What is Wisdy?
Wisdy is a startup that believes in gaming for good. We leverage the engaging nature of games to empower people to take ownership of their health and lives. We're creating mobile games to tackle things like asthma, food allergies, and other chronic conditions. Think Pokemon Go, but for chronic conditions, basically.
And is this your sole source of income?
Yes.
And how's that working out for you?
It's working out really well for me. I'm a recent graduate from Boston University, so at a young age of 24, I don't have very high costs, and I think it's worth taking the risk and the price cut pay and salary to do what you love.
You've done a number of internships before co-founding Wisdy. What did that teach you?
I learned leadership skills. I learned the importance of efficient and effective communication, the importance of building a strong team and teamwork from some of my previous internships.
What do you guys talk about every day in your strategic planning meetings?
We talk about game design. We talk a lot about engagement. How do we get people to play our games, engage with them, and how do we get them to stay longer? And then secondly, we talk about, most importantly, how we balance knowledge and learning with play and fun. And that's one of the most challenging aspects of making educational games.
Is it just you and your co-founder, Sean, in a room, or other members of your team present?
We have our entire team present for all of our meetings, aside from anything that's super confidential. So we're all part of the discussion. We talk about the game, we talk about how we're making money, we talk about our strategy with pharmaceutical and insurance companies. I like to get everyone's foot in the door and everyone talking about the important things.
How much do you rely on your advisors?
We rely really heavily on our advisors. They bring a lot of strong contacts, which are hugely beneficial. They bring a lot of knowledge, experience, and I think they help guide us in the right directions.
Are they sitting in on those same meetings?
They're not sitting on those same meetings, but they're kept up to date on what we're doing, and we have separate meetings that usually only I go to update them on this quarter is what we've worked on, and this is what we hope to accomplish next quarter.
How much time do you spend running the company versus raising money?
Depends on the time of year. When you're raising money, it's 60-40 with 60 fundraising, 40 company. When you're not raising money, it's still like 60-40 opposite maybe. So you're always keeping in touch with your investors.
And how are you going about raising money from investors?
Currently, we're going to our same investors for a re-up. We just pivoted our business model, so we're asking for a little more to cover what we need to accomplish to get to our next benchmark goal. And then from there, we will be going to other investors as well.
And are you raising money from venture capitalists, convertible notes, or some other method entirely?
So far, a convertible note with angel investors, going forward, probably equity.
What are your hopes for the company 6 to 12 months from now?
6 to 12 months from now, I see us having revenue, not being profitable, having a team of probably 4 to 5 people. Right now we're at 3. And having at least 3 to 4 games out. Right now we have 2 games.
How will you ultimately consider yourself to be successful?
I consider ourselves to be successful on the impact that we can create through our games. So that impact is how we're keeping people, especially children, healthier, how we're improving chronic condition management, and just making people live healthier, happier lives.
How much do you rely on focus groups or customer interactions?
Heavily. We do play tests when we're working on children's games at 4 different Boston public schools. We talk to parents pretty occasionally. Every time we have a survey, we'll do Skype interviews. And for patients, for data collection, we interact with patients to collect data.
You have 3 people on your team. How do you divide and conquer in terms of the daily tasks?
We all have very different skills. My co-founder, Sean, studied computer science at Tufts University, so he leads all our technical aspects, and he also leads all our art and musical aspects since he's an artist at heart. I lead all our business and strategy aspect, fundraising and legal, and then Dylan leads more on game design and intern management for other computer science interns.
If you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're thinking about your company, what is the first thought that goes through your head?
Depending on the night, but lately it's been mostly on our strategy and our interactions and relationships with pharmaceutical and how we can shorten the length of time it takes to get revenue.
Are you ever able to shut it off at night or on the weekends?
No. It's something that you're constantly thinking about. It's like, I don't have a kid, but I've heard parents think about their kids all the time. So it's the same thing. You're always thinking about, oh, what can I do to make it better? How can I get revenue faster? How can I get to the next round? How can I expand? How can I scale?
Nikita, thank you.
Thank you.
Nikita Virani, co-founder and CEO of Wisdy.